Okay, so here's how things are going. I have to rearrange my whole living room because it's no longer a living room. This is a working office space now. Yes, I have food there. Don't judge. Now, it seems like I always have my bedding out here. Here's the thing. Whenever I'm working and watching I'm watching my computer, I sit like this on the couch. This is also how I film whenever I do my makeup videos and stuff like that. My camera is set up right here with my light, and this is where I sit, and you guys recognize this is my background whenever I'm playing with my makeup and stuff. So because I sit like this, the back of the couch is here, not here. So what do? I take some pillows. Here we go. And I push the pillows up like this with the blanket, and I create a seating space like this. And now I have a comfortable place to sit. Oh, my little vape pen is sitting there. And I can watch my videos and whatnot. Here's all of just my crafting gear, my scissors and tape measure and things of that nature, charger wires and some gifts some of you have given me. And of course, I'm always surrounded by projects and yarn. And so this is my regular, this is my office. It's no longer a living room, it's an office. So it's time to change things up. We did look at possibly getting a 4-bedroom house so that I can have in a filming area, as this has become a job for me, but it's a job of pleasure. So they say if you get a job, let me flip you around. Okay, it's the vertical camera for right now. You know how they say, if you get a job doing what you love, are you really working? I don't feel like I'm really working, but what we're doing here between these two channels, the Just Vintage Crochet and Everyday Karina, by golly, if it isn't actually starting to pay the bills and stuff. So, we did look at a possible 4-bedroom so that I can have my own independent filming space, because since this is the living room, let me show you this. You can see I have not got up. I'm still sitting right here. This is the hallway to all the bedrooms. So as I'm filming, there's always someone that needs to come out to go into the kitchen. And Merlin, this little guy, barks at every move anyone makes in the house. He can hear everything. And so I'm constantly getting interrupted. I have to stop all of my filming processes, I would say easily 10 times more because of Merlin than I do for anybody walking out just wanting to get a drink of water or something, right? Merlin barks at rustling leaves outside. He barks at the neighbors. He's a barker, okay? Schnauzers are barkers. Remember that if you ever want a schnauzer, they bark. If you live in an apartment, you're going to get complaints. These guys don't quit that thing right there. Woof, woof, woof. They don't quit barking. Hey, mom is not beating up on you. No, but they don't quit barking. He hears something right now. He hears one of the boys moving around in their room. He hears it. Okay, he's going to ignore it this time. But anyway. Okay, so with all of that being said, my sweet Merlin, I need my own filming space. I need somewhere where I can go into an enclosed room and shut the door and not have Merlin in there with me. But whenever I was sort of window shopping for houses, I found a few places. I would say I found probably about 7 or 8 places that are within my budget. Half of them don't allow pets. And the ones that do allow pets, the square footage is simply too big. It wouldn't be a problem if I lived in Middle America. But I live in Arizona, and we're still running our air conditioner. At least I am. I'm having some hormonal situations, but the air conditioner still on occasion does pop on. And we're nearing mid-November. So I have to think about square footage, and moving from a 1,200 square foot house to a 2,000 square foot house. Are you kidding me? Right now in the summertime, my electric bill runs between $400 and $500 a month. So if we were to bump up to a 2,000 square foot house, my electric bill is going to be probably close to $1,000 a month. That might be stretching it, but it'll probably be somewhere around $700 or $800 a month, which means rent you have to really call your bills the same as rent. It all has to be lumped together. That's just, it's not financially feasible or responsible for us to do that. So we're going to try to turn this living room into a filming space for me for both channels. The only thing that's not going to solve, though, is the Merlin problem, the barking and the people needing to gain access to the kitchen, which I'm not upset about, but it's still a problem whenever this is the job that I have. So we might move down the road, but we're not close to that. Not right now. There's just no way. Like, I don't know. I mean, either I need to make more money or that's all. It's just I need to make more money in order to move, and I'm not going to right now. I feel like I'm capped where I'm going to be as far as on YouTube goes, and it's very nice. It's comfortable. It's good. So I'm not going to push it, and I'm not going to kill myself to earn a few extra $100 a month. That's just not going to happen. So we have to make this room work, but no matter what we do, it's not going to solve the interruption problem. Down the road, I even thought about getting one of those she sheds and putting it in the backyard. And I know a lot of YouTubers will do that. They will buy those really nice, cute little sheds that look like houses. They're all insulated. You can put an air conditioner in them and everything. And they film out there. A lot of people do that. They sort of call it their treehouse, that they film in their treehouse studio. And I thought about a treehouse studio, but those are pretty expensive. I'd have to save up easily for 9 to 12 months to be able to buy one of those. And I wouldn't buy it on credit because I'm not trying to go into debt just to film, you know what I mean? So the way I see it is if I can't afford it, I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to start this business off in debt. I don't want to do that. Businesses are meant to bring some level of profit and maybe even some kind of generational wealth, right? So that's just irresponsible on my part to start this off in debt, because until you've reached that line of debt is paid off, then you can start making profits. That could be a few years down the road. No, I don't want to do that. So if I can't afford it, I'm not going to buy it. So we'll just see what we can do down the road. I don't know. But in the meantime, we're going to turn this living room into a room for me to crochet, film in, and do my beauties. What I really need is a vanity. So this right here. So forgive the mess, because much like having a little Merlin dog is very messy. His toys are everywhere. But this desk right here, which, by the way, okay, when we first moved from Oklahoma to Arizona, we moved like the Beverly Hillbillies. We had our clothes, a TV, like one TV, and the gaming consoles. That's it. We had no furniture. So when we first moved here, we found this. Someone had put out in front of their house and had a free sign on it. So we took it and we've had it ever since. So this is going to become my vanity. And this, all right, here's how I'm going to structure this. I told you I started packing up last night. So this is all of my keep yarn. I started emptying all of these cubbies out. I haven't made my way to the back corner yet. Under that pile is some donation. This bag here is donation. All 3 of these tall bookshelves are going to go right here. 1, 2, 3. This TV, pardon the spinning, I know people get dizzy with that. The TV is going to go here. The TV is going to sit on, to avoid spinning, the TV is going to sit on these shelves right here. So these shelves are going to go under the TV on that wall I just showed you. My couch, which is absolutely covered in just stuff right now. This is a pile of pillows, a sweater, and of course my makeshift seating. This is yarn, sweater, all of my makeup stuff where I sit and do my makeup, but I want the vanity to be in front of this window here so I get the benefit of that gorgeous natural lighting being directly on me, and I won't have to use that horrible ring light. The ring light just blinds my eyes out. So we have some work to do. Today is my Larry's birthday. And everybody tell Larry happy birthday. He's old now. So we have some work to do. Now, I'm not going to make Larry do a damn thing today. It's his birthday. But I, on the other hand, need to make room for Larry and Justin to help me move stuff. And I just have so stinking much yarn and everything. Oh my goodness. So yes, I'm working on my living room to make it basically my studio. My living room is my studio. And for the most part, I'm the only one ever really in here. And it's just kind of always been that way. The boys have always just preferred their solitude in their room. And Larry plays his video games in the bedroom. And so therefore, that's kind of where he lives. And the living room for years and years and years has always been mine. I've always been able to just exist out here and crochet and watch my shows. And so we all sort of have our own space. And the living room has always sort of been my space. So none of them are opposed to this. They're all totally cool with it because they just don't ever, we use the living room for family events and when we're entertaining guests or when we all decide we want to sit down and watch a movie together, but that's about it. So it's always been my workspace to exist in the living room. This is where I fold all of my laundry. I watch my shows. I do my crochet. This is just where I've always existed. So it's going to work out. All right, enough of that. Let's get to work. Hi. Okay, I have been working my butt off for 2 days, but we have some results. My studio living room isn't done yet. Oh, Merlin. It's 24/7 with this guy. I'm telling you, if you're in the market for a schnauzer, just know you're going to have a very talkative little dog. Okay. I'm in my pajamas. It is, let me flip this around, 3:45 in the morning, but I woke up at 4 in the afternoon. So let's just sit and talk for a minute. Yes, I have my makeshift chair right here. The desert is dusty. I'm not sure if you knew that or not, but the desert is quite dusty. So as we were cleaning, we discovered a lot of neglected dust, tops of pictures, and moving furniture, the carpets. We have 5 years worth of not moving this couch I'm sitting on. It hasn't moved for 5 years. So we found an unfortunate, ugly 5 years worth of foot traffic and then totally clean carpet, but was covered in so much dust. Every inch of this living room has been vacuumed and completely dusted. Oh my goodness. I woke up this morning with my lungs heavy, my throat hurting. I say this afternoon at 4. So yesterday I worked all day. So let's back up. The day before Larry's birthday, I started working that night. I started packing away these shelves, okay, to clear them out. The next day was Larry's birthday. I did more packing up of my yarn and also making some donation drops. And then the next day, Friday, it was time to work. Right now, it is the 10th. I don't know what day of the week it is. 7th was Thursday. So Friday was the 8th, Saturday the 9th. Okay, today's Sunday the 10th. So on Friday the 9th, that's whenever we started moving furniture. We moved all the furniture. My boys are superstars. Well, my fellas, my Larry and my Justin, we didn't allow James to do that much. But James is so helpful. He wanted to, but we just, until we reach that 6-month mark of no seizures, because that's the standard for all the doctors. After you have a seizure, you cannot fly, take a train, you cannot drive, you can't ride bikes, you can't do anything for 6 months, because 6 months is sort of that milestone that says, okay, the medication is clearly working, the therapies are working. We've had at least 6 months of success, because prior to that, we had a little over 2 months between groups of seizures. So right now we're on 3 months. We're just past 3 months. We're more than past 3 months. We're at 3.5 months. I'm telling you, it's all he does. It's all he does. It takes me like 4 hours to film a 1-hour video because I have to stop so much for him. Anyway, okay, so then the fellas started working and moving the furniture over, and as soon as they got the shelves in place, even though they were still moving furniture around, as soon as they got the shelves in place, I started loading them up. And then Justin helped me organize the colors a little bit. So here's the shelves. Okay, everything is still a mess. I have 3 more bags for donation. here is my living room, not my living room, my TV area, and I really like it. Merlin still has his bed. I decided to keep this out here for Merlin. But, sit down here. Here is my new vanity area. I have to get a chair for it, but I can't afford one until the end of this month whenever I get paid from YouTube. But here is all that. I have plans for that yarn right there, y'all. It's so fun. Everything is all set up over here. We have Merlin's area over here. This is temporary. I'm probably gonna move Merlin over to right here, put his cage right here, because I did buy some partition boards, you know, those like Japanese style partition boards, but I bought one that has 8 pieces because as you can see, I have pretty wide opening here. Well, I need to be able to close that off just so that whenever I'm doing my makeup videos and stuff, you don't see directly down the hallway, because here's the view. Here's where I will be sitting. Hopefully I will not need to use this ring light. This is the only phone holder I have that looks at me straight on. But here is what you guys will be seeing behind me. Not so great. So hopefully that beautiful partition board will help hide my hallway and allow people to come and go without being on film to go to the kitchen. But here is, everything is still, it's the final touches haven't been done yet, okay? My couch is still a mess, but it's all the way against the wall. So now this is my living room studio. And of course, and I have had this picture here for, my goodness, 4 years now. Finally have a way to put it up. And I got these from Joann's. These gorgeous fall lights. I'd like to keep them up all year long. Oh my goodness, there we go. That's everything so far. I will give you another update once the partition wall comes in. But it's these horrible lights. Ugh, you know what? I can't stand these. Okay, that's better. Yeah? Oh, okay. I may not be as well lit, but I feel like from what I can see, I'm still pretty well lit. I have a mess to clean up. My couch is a mess. But once that partition wall comes in, I'll feel like it's complete minus a chair. Temporarily, I think I've got one of those like folding chairs, you know what I mean? Like the kind that you would see in school, like a folding chair. I think I can get away with using that, but I found this really pretty. Let me show you the chair I want to get, but I can't afford it right now, and you'll see why. I know, I am so just open with y'all, aren't I? Isn't it refreshing? My goodness. Okay. I'll flip you around. It's not too expensive. There we go. You can see it is $76. It's a really nice chair. I wanted a chair with a low profile on the back. That way, whenever I'm filming and doing my makeup, my background isn't hidden behind a high profile chair. So this actually does have a headrest that you can add to it later on if you want. See if this picture shows it. This picture does not show it. Maybe this one? No. There is another headrest that you can add to it later, but I thought it was a really nice chair. The reviews look good. Look at that, 36,000. It's blurry, 36,876 reviews, and it is at 4.2 stars. I did go through the reviews. People are saying it's easy to assemble, it's solid, it's nice. So this is the one I'm gonna go with. I just have to wait till the end of the month to get it, because after buying the partition wall, that was it. That actually dipped into not extras, you know. Every time I get paid from YouTube, I haven't done my hair all day, who cares? Every time I get paid from YouTube, I always hold a little bit aside for things I'm going to need for the channel. So that's going to be yarn or like, even though I have lots of yarn, sometimes I come across a pattern that requires, like that yarn I was just showing you over there. I came upon this beautiful 1970s pattern that requires that exact type of yarn and color. It's bizarre. You guys will see. Not bizarre, but it's amazing that I found it. But things like that. So I always make sure I have some money put aside for everything that has to do with YouTube. And that also includes my Canva subscription, which is $13 a month. That's what I use to compile my patterns, and I make my thumbnails with that and so on. So it's an editing software. Also, I have to pay monthly for my editing software, my actual video editing software. So I have to put like a certain chunk of money aside just for YouTube expenses. And I went beyond that whenever I bought the partition. By about $80, I went beyond that. The partition wall was $180. I had about $90 to $100 left in my YouTube budget, my YouTube channel budget. It's okay. Sometimes you have to invest, so that was an investment. But I am absolutely tapped for this month as far as expenses go. So I have to make, if I come across any great patterns, I got to make the yarn I have work. So I can't get too excited about patterns that require yarn I don't have. But the end of the month isn't that far. Today is the 10th, a couple weeks. It's okay. But yeah, I'm really excited about how this is turning out. Oh my goodness. And with those lights out, let me show you how it looks with the lights out, with those amber lights. Oh my gosh, I like it. I want to get some more to put on the TV, but I don't want to overdo it. I don't want it to be overdone. Okay, turning the lights out. Okay. Isn't that so nice? Now I need to tack this like in behind, because I want it to mostly just glow. You see, I just want it to kind of glow. So up top, once I get some wire tacks, Justin's going to tack this behind. That way it's just a glow coming from behind. I don't want the actual lights to be shown. And it's the same on this side here. This has to be tacked down and behind the bookshelf. That way, as you can see, it's just sort of glowing. That's how I want the whole thing to look. But here we go. Look at that. Isn't that just so warm and nice? Let me turn this light out too, so you really get to see what it's like in here in the dark. Ooh, let's turn this one off too. Ooh. Okay, you really can't see me now, but isn't that lovely? Oh my goodness. Okay, we need some more light now. Ah. Okay. And one more. My neighbors are going to think I'm a weirdo staying up all night like this. All my lights are always on. Not that they can see them, but maybe a little bit. But anyways, okay. It's really nice. Now, here's what Larry is going to do for me as far as Merlin goes. And we did talk about something even more extreme than the way I moved the living room. The living room isn't an extreme move, but, it's looked the exact same way for 5 years almost, minus adding the shelves like a year ago, like I showed you guys. So first we're going to try this. We're going to, whenever I'm filming, when I'm making tutorials, now I'm not going to worry about it whenever I'm doing makeup, because those are just us hanging out. We're just friends chilling, and my dog lives here and he's going to bark a lot. But whenever I'm filming tutorials, Larry will be taking Merlin into the bedroom with his cage, what we call his cage, his room. We keep the door open on it all the time, you guys. If you were here, you would see he goes in there and sleeps on his own all the time. That's like his little den. So we'll just call it his den. So he'll be taking Merlin into the room with Merlin's den. And we do have a sliding back door in the bedroom that leads to the backyard. So we'll close off Merlin's doggy door here in the dining room. Now that it's cooler months, crack the door open a bit for Merlin to get out to the backyard, and he can just hang out in there while I film. Because like tonight, for example, I started filming a mystery pattern. This mystery pattern is only 9 rounds, but it took me 4 hours and 20 minutes to film it because of all the constant stopping I have to do, not only for Merlin, but my family needs access to these dining room and the kitchen. It would be selfish of me to not allow them to have that. But here's the thing. When Merlin is dead asleep and he doesn't hear the boys come out, they tiptoe out and go into the kitchen. Y'all never hear them. They'll grab their can of soda. They'll open the fridge. You guys never hear it. Merlin doesn't even hear it. He doesn't bark at them. Sometimes he even lifts his head up and looks at them and just lets it go and lays back down. So I know that if I can have Merlin in the room with all the amenities that he needs, the boys can still come and go into the kitchen and it won't trigger Merlin to just start going off. And like tonight, for example, he was barking at every truck that went by thinking that it was Daddy's. It wasn't, but he was still barking. And my neighbor opened his garage door. Merlin just started rah, 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 because he thought it was our garage door. He barks all the time. So hopefully that will keep Merlin quiet so that I can actually have a chance to film 2 to 3 videos a day instead of just one, being exhausted from being annoyed. And if that still doesn't work out, Larry actually offered me the master bedroom, to turn our master bedroom into a filming studio. That to me is extreme. That means that Larry would have to live out here in the living room. We would have to live out here in the living room as our master bedroom. And, you know, that feels really extreme. That's not a direction I am interested in going. So I think we'll be okay with Merlin hanging out in the room with Daddy for several hours. And of course, I'd film a tutorial. This is the way I see it in my head. I'd film a tutorial, let Merlin come out, bark his head off, jump all over me, go out his regular doggy door, then go back in there and let me film another one. Because these videos would only take me an hour and a half to film, maybe an hour and 45 minutes, if I could just be left alone by him to not have to constantly stop. So that's where I'm at now. I will check in with you guys whenever my partition wall gets here. I will see you then. Love you. Bye. By the way, I filmed 2 videos tonight. So hopefully we can keep this going. Okay, I got my Japanese style partition wall in. So now there's Mr. Merlin. Here is how that is looking. So that's cool. It blocks off that part of the house there so people can go back and forth and not worry about being in my videos. And here is how things will look whenever I'm sitting here. If I turn around, this is what you will see. So that's pretty cool. I think it's really nice and pretty. It's very big. There's a huge chunk of it over here, not even unfolded yet. It's so big. Of course, I have my makeshift chair, always. But the couch is less messy. The printer was moved over here by the front door. And of course, I have my hub of operations for crochet over here still. I finished my sweater and I will show you guys that tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to sit down at the desk and do a little bit of makeup time with you guys, but I got my sweater done. So I will show you this tomorrow in a paired outfit. But I am very happy with the way things turned out here in my little living room studio. There we go. Try to get you as much of a view as you can see. My desk still looks a little bit messy, but you know, I live here, so it's going to be lived in. I guess I still have some other things I need to put up. I need to find places. This I am going to use. I got this at the thrift shop for $2. I'm going to use this here for putting like smaller things in like that. These, they're dusty. They need to be cleaned off, and I'm not exactly sure where. I still have this price tag on them. I've had these for about 4 years now, and I'm just not sure exactly where I want to put them. This over here is pretty full. I pretty much have this set up the way I want it. I wanted a little bit of plainness, not too much busyness, since all the yarn colors give such a busy feel, especially over here. It's just so busy. I wanted there to be some plain, some calmness. So I'm not going to put those there. I need to figure out where to put those. Maybe these will just go into the bathroom. You could put like toothbrushes in here and like something in there, cotton pads or something. But either way, here we are, all done. That is where I will be doing my makeup from now on with natural lighting for you guys. And hopefully one day I can find a deal for my phone that doesn't have a ring light attached to it. And whenever I do my makeup tomorrow with you guys, I'm going to show you this really cool mirror that I just picked up. It's very cool. It does have a ring light of its own. Here we go. It's kind of bright, but if you hold the button down, it dims. And you can go through like a warm light, or a blend of the two. And again, hold the little symbol down and it dims down. So that's pretty cool. And it is magnified on the other side. So that's going to be handy dandy for me. Real quick before I go, it opens and closes real easy. It's super lightweight. There we go. Kind of sticks to the carpet a little bit, but that's not a bad thing. See, this is like a cloth paper with little bits of bamboo in between, and it's super lightweight. So just a little bit of folding and manipulating, I can push it back into the wall really easy. Not a big deal. What are you doing in that window, Merlin? What are you doing in that window? Are you being a nosy neighbor? Are you being a nosy neighbor? Goodness, it's time for a haircut, little boy. Oh, you're scruffy McGee. It's time for a haircut. Where are you going? Where are you going? Oh, goodness, big yawns. Goodness, big yawns. Yes. I'll see you tomorrow. This video's done. I'm going to start filming a whole new video tomorrow. I'll show you my sweater. We'll play with some makeup and we'll just chit chat and hang out. Love you lots. Half heart. Bye.